so just following on from tutorial 2 of our collection, making an animation. So you can see down here I've got the little animation. If you're wanting to change keyframes, the easiest way to do it is auto key, which will select its own keyframes, or click on your object that you're moving and you'll see these little black bars down here. Now you'll see the orange move when you're wanting to see where it's moved to, and that is how we change keyframes. So you're going to move forward, we're going to move backwards, we can see what it does around that time. I'm then going to go into how we save it. So you might want to save your little animation, so rather than it having to play over and over again, just in 3ds Max, we will save it. So to do that, we are going to go into a render setup. So it's a little teapot with a cog next to it. We're going to save in Arnold's, which is its default rendering machine, whichever view you're in. So at the moment I'm in perspective view, and the number of frames. So if I go back through, my frame stopped at 50, so I am going to stop at 50 frames. Oops. So I'm just going to change the view a little bit. There we go. And bring back my Arnold render. We're then going to tick save file, go into these little dots, and we are going to save it. We're just going to make sure that it's saved as a JPEG, and we'll be able to animate that through either online software or through Premiere afterwards. Make sure your outputs are the right size, so they've got a couple different average outputs. I'm just going to leave mine at 640 x 480. And if you want any effects or anything add, so if you've got some atmospheres, effects, so you'll need those if you're doing bigger renders or bigger animations with a bit more detail, materials, things like that. But most of the time for just this render, we're going to leave it exactly the same. And we're going to click render. That'll then file through the different rendering frames and save them to your hard drive. 3ds Max as a render, we're going to open Photoshop and just open one of those images. We're then going to go File, Scripts, Load Files into Stacks. So you're then going to browse your computer to find those images, select all of them, and then click OK. That'll load them by layers, and I'll just skip through till they're done. Now all done loading, and we're going to go into the timeline. We're going to create a frame animation, and we're going to click on the 3 little dots and go make frames from layers. That'll all load in a timeline. You're then going to scroll all the way to the end, select the last one whilst holding shift so they're all selected, click on the down arrow, and we're going to have them a delay of 0.2 seconds just to see how they go. You can click play and see that now it's a little bit slow. So make sure you go all the way back to the start. Click on the first one, hold shift, click on the last one, and we'll try 0.1. So it's still a little bit slow, but we're going to leave it at that for now. You can change all of those values. You can have no delay, 1 second, 2 seconds, or you can put in an other and add in your own. To save this as a MP4 file, we're going to go to the 3 bars on the left hand corner, and it'll change it to a over and above timeline. Now this is an easier way to render a video output as an MP4 and is used in many more functions. So we're then going to go back up to the right hand corner where the 3 lines are, click on it and click render video. From there we're going to be able to name it. You can select where it saves to. So I've got a autosave set up for all of my videos, but if you want to put it in anywhere else, you can chuck it in your desktop wherever you're needing to. Most of the time you can leave the format as is. Have it as a high render setting, so if you're using on screen you want fairly large pixels size, you can come down and there's a whole heap of presets. I always leave a frame rate expecting that yes, that'll be correct, and then we click render. So this is the final outcome. So the little animation can be then saved as a movie file and uploaded anywhere you wish, including your folio. So InDesign enables a movie file to be put in, and then you save it as an interactive document, so to have a more fun online folio. Thanks for listening.